Hello everyone, and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 41. Today is Wednesday, May 7th, 2014, and I think I need to make this one a short one, so sorry guys. How are y'all doing this week? It is absolutely gorgeous today. I think it is, oh no, it's almost 11 now, I guess. But it is sunny and warm, and you can see the tree is still very beautiful from last week. And life continues on. There won't be much knitting talk this week because there isn't very much exciting about what I'm working on. I'm still working on the Strand Wanderer, which now I need to unbury it. Alright, so I'm working on the Strand Wanderer. It is a pattern by, what is it? Victoria Lee Kubi. And I have just started doing one of these long stripe rows. It's now taking me more than 2 hours to do one of these long stripe rows. So I'm definitely getting much closer to the end. So this will be the 22nd, or the 22nd second stripe? I don't know, whatever. However you say that. And when I last measured, I was at 100 grams-ish. So I figure I may be a little bit further now, but you can see that this guy is quite long. It's not as long, or what is it? It is very long. So let's just say here that we're getting pretty close to wingspan, and that's only half of it. And it is quite beautiful. I don't know if you can see. So it's definitely coming along. I'm almost at this point daydreaming about what my next thing I'm going to do with this yarn is. Because it is, as far as a variegated skein goes, very harmonizing one. But life continues on. So I need to make it to 150 grams in order to qualify for the Imagine It Cal. And so at this point I'm pretty sure that I'm going to make it. It's the first week of May, and I have until, I think, the second week of June. So I'm totally making it. It'll probably be another 2 weeks, provided I get some knitting time in. I've been much more interested in spinning. So, whatever, that's fine. I'm pretty comfortable at this point with knowing I'm going to make it for the Cal. So I don't know if that means that I decide to work on other things or what. This is what remains in the ball. So this is still like 260 grams. So I'm going to have probably 200 grams left over once I'm done with this bad boy. So it's a beast. So I'll probably end up needing to rewind it because it's definitely getting into the awkward ball stage, but such is life. And that has been all of my knitting. I ended up, yeah, it's been all of my knitting. So it's quite mindless, it's pretty easy. Depending on what step I'm doing, I need light, but such is life. So, coming along. So now I have 21 stripes done starting on the 22nd, and it continues to grow. And at this point I really have no clue measurement-wise how, what is it? Like, it's definitely a very shallow scarf. Let's see if I can figure out what the center is measuring at this point. So the center is now at 11 inches. So it is quite shallow because this is going to be, what, I think it's probably at least 7 feet long now. So it's definitely much more scarfy than shawly, but the construction is much more interesting than a scarf, so life continues on. So, and that's all of my knitting. Now into spinning. I have a finished spinning. Actually, the rest of the show is going to be about spinning today. So I finished applying the fiber optic gradient, and I ended up scanning it up and counting everything Friday. I think I finished it Thursday night. I had wound it off on the Nitty Noddy on Friday morning or something like that. I then realized that I couldn't throw it in a bath because I was leaving for the weekend. So, and then I totally forgot to write down what my yardage was. So then this morning, after I'd shown it off to my friends and stuff like that, I wound it off again. And I think I got the same number that I did before. So I have 428 yards of I would say there are parts in here that go from lace to sport, but sort of on average, it's a fingering weight sort of thing. The backlighting doesn't do good things for the color trueness here. It is incredibly soft. I feel like I've learned like a tremendous amount about spinning between the first time I spun a fiber optic grade and the second time, which is now. So this is a very tremendous and very amazing yarn. This will be going to my mother-in-law, Joni, probably on Memorial Day weekend. There we go, catch a little bit of light there. So it is very, very, very lovely stuff. And right now it smells pretty strongly of wool wash. So I'm really happy. I'm glad that she'll be able to make her Mobius cowl with this. So I definitely spun the green a good deal thinner than the blue, but based on the construction of the cowl that she wants to do, I think it's just the case where she needs to do green. She needs to start with the purpley blue and then go out to the green, and I think it'll look great that way. And it makes me incredibly, incredibly sad that I had missed the fiber optic booth at the Greencastle fiber event, because geez Louise, it would be quite lovely to get more. So that is the story there. That's just so pretty. I'm very happy with it. So that is the story there. And this was, what was it? So this was a part of the oldest anything knit along, spin along, whatever, craft along sort of thing. This was my oldest obligation project. Joni got this fiber for me at Rhinebeck last year. Since I had made an offer to spin her anything if she found fiber she really liked. And I think, I'm sad to give it to Joni. So as far as obligations go, this was in fact a joy. Oh, look at how gorgeous it is. I don't know. Hopefully, the color looks right to my eye, but the computer, it doesn't seem to be so good. I'm sorry. So this was my oldest obligation project. I have, I still need to knit a headband for my sister and a pair of socks for my grandpa, and another pair of socks for my husband, which it's on pause. And this was a part of the Spin the Bin challenge in the Completely Twisted and Arbitrary group. So this is my, my third bin spin, so to speak. And the last of my commercially prepped fiber that I'd put in my bin. The rest of my bin is the Shetland fleece, which segues pretty nicely into what I want to talk about next. So I am back at it. I'm spinning the Shetland fleece again. Because things only get done when you work on them. So this is the Shetland Fleece. It is, what is it? So I've been spinning away on this. I sort of decided that because I was studying and finishing up a project for final exams this week, that every so often when I needed to get away, then I would take a roll log break. So I'd pull a roll log out of my bag and spin it and then get back to work again. I haven't done that yet today. I might need to do some more work today. So it's definitely coming along nicely. So this, working on the singles at this point, I still have a few more roll logs to go. So you can see whatever, my little bag of roll logs, maybe, if I could open it up in an effective manner. So, my bag of roll logs. I have only a couple more left, so what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 more roll logs left, and then I can start plying this. And then I will be turning this into a cable ply yarn, so I'm going to ply it counterclockwise, or sorry, when I finish the singles, I'll wind it on my ball winder. I will then ply that counterclockwise. Then when I finish plying that, I'll wind it back on my ball winder and ply the resulting yarn again, clockwise again. So I'll end up plying this pretty hard because every time you go in the opposite direction, it takes out some twist. So it's so far so good. Hopefully it turns out that I have enough yardage in order to make the sweater. I've been trying to spin the same weight as what I did on my previous skeins. I think I've spun one of them in December or November or something funny like that. I've spun one of them, I think, in February. And then I have, what is it? This one now. And this is a week work. I was talking about this last week. So this is, I started spinning this on Monday, and this is how far I am. So it's sort of the case where I'm definitely in the mood for spinning right now, and I've been home, which makes it a bit easier to spin because you really fly your freak flag high when you're spinning in public. And like the weather's been so nice that what I do when I take my roll log break is I take my spindle and then I sit right here. And then I just enjoy the great outdoors and spin. So it's been going along pretty nicely. I might need to take less frequent roll log breaks today because I do need to finish up a report that's due Friday at midnight. Do work. Alright, so that has been my spinning. I don't know if I'm just going to keep on spinning Shetland Fleece until it's done, or if I'm going to have some palette cleansing breaks with commercially prepped fiber, because I wasn't particularly picky about getting all of the seconds out of my fiber. I'm going to have to pause this quickly. Alright, sorry about that. I was getting a phone call and decided that I should answer it, and it turned out to not be what I was expecting. Oh well, such is life. So, I will continue to talk about spinning, but we have now moved into stash positions. Woo, stash positions. I have 2 to show, and actually this is a bit of a surprise. Apparently there's some danger with putting my bags on the thing. So the first thing that I ended up getting, and this is maybe a little bit of a funny story, on Thursday I was knitting and spinning with my friends Jen and Joydy, and we were talking and stuff like that, and then Joydy is like, oh, like I'd be happy to give you some skeins of my hand spun, and so then I was like, zoom, because Joydy had showed off the week before like this amazing skein that she had spun. And it was like an end ply, it was super soft, it was super amazing. Like beautiful shades of like purples and yellows and oranges and stuff like that. But she wasn't willing to give that one up. She still needed admiration time and stuff like that. But she did say that she ended up buying the fiber at the local yarn store, and it's actually the Malabrigo Nube. So I ended up picking up the last braid that was there, which is in color 139, which is Posayon? I don't know. Pocayan sounds more Spanish to me. So it is a combination of purples, blues, reds, greens, maybe a little bit of olive. I would have preferred to have picked up a different colorway, but it was the last colorway, and I figured, based on how gorgeous that yarn had turned out, I wanted that yarn too, and I wanted it approximately now. So this is what the fiber ended up being. It was really reasonably priced as well, for the fact that you get the instant gratification of buying fiber right then. So I'll have to tease my local yarn shop owner a little bit later to try to convince her to pick up more. But and it's braided together, and it is very, very soft. So I knew that I needed to have it immediately, so I had it immediately. I'm not sure when I'm going to get around to spinning this, or if this will end up being one of my palette cleansing skeins. And there's also just little... the problem, my local yarn shop owner isn't very careful about storing the fiber, so she has them in a basket, and they're all just sort of jumbled together, so they're just little teeny bits of the other braids of fiber all around it. So, like, pick, but oh well, such is life. So I don't know if that'll be a palette cleansing one, because it is really pretty. Also, before I recorded, I ended up receiving my Nest Fiber shipment. So this is the second installment of the Nest Fiber Club, and I haven't even opened it up yet. I figured I might as well have it be a surprise. So, what we have here is installment number 2. This is my May shipment. Oh, this is fun. So this is, the colorway is Primavera. It is Superwash Merino. And it is, what is it? So this is shades of yellow, gray, red, green, teal, and orange. So, I don't know if the colors are coming in true there. But this is a lot of fun. I'll probably actually get around to spinning this before I get around to spinning the previous, before spinning April's shipment. So very soft. Definitely lots of pops of white as well. Put the twist tie down. This is fun. I probably wouldn't normally pick this color had I seen it in an update, but that doesn't mean that I'm not happy with how this is looking. So, lots of colors. I can't tell if this would be one where it also has the regular repeats. It looks like it does have the regular repeats as well. So, definitely quite a bit of fun. So it reminds me a lot of like a rainbow and stuff like that. So very soft, very fun. This will be, I think this will be a very good spin as well. So, and then I somehow have to cram it back in the bag again. So I'm definitely a much bigger fan of this colorway than I am of the previous colorway. And what I hadn't realized was that if you are a club member, you have the opportunity to pick up more if you want it. But since I'm not a part of the Nest Fiber Club group, I had no clue, because it turned out my friend Jen had really liked the Magpie colorway, so then when I saw that it was on D-Stash, I let her know, but another friend of Jen's ended up picking up some for her, which makes me glad. So, this is quite a bit of fun. And definitely very in and now colors. Because I ended up going up to Michigan this weekend because I'm going to be a bridesmaid in a friend's wedding this summer, and we had to pick out bridesmaid dresses. So these bright neon colors are definitely something that's pretty cool right now. It's been a while since I've gone shopping, so I didn't even know what was going on. Oh well, such is life. And it was good. I ended up making a 2-part trip. So the first a day and a half was hanging out with my friend, and then the other bridesmaids who were in the country. And then the second half of my weekend, I ended up hanging out with my parents and my extended family. So that was very good to see all of them as well. It's definitely not quite spring in Michigan, so hopefully some of this gorgeous weather ends up coming up to them sometime soon. So, what else is going on? The Oldest Anything Cal is still continuing on. This is a joint Cal with Emily of the What Just Watchin' podcast. And I believe at this point we have 4 projects finished. So if you finish your project, you should totally post it in the FO thread. And all you need to do is you need to put a picture of your finished object, be it a skein of yarn, a knitted object, maybe weaving, who even knows. And then justify why it is the oldest of something. And put links to 2 of your posts in the chatter thread. So, not too bad. Oh, only a couple of things. And then you'll be entered to win this prize. So I'll be doing a random number generator, and you will be entered to win this skein of Everything Old. This is the Stratus lace in the Absinthe colorway, and it is, what is it? So this is 875 yards for 100 grams, and it is, well, it looks like the colors of that are turning out fairly well. So it's a combination of pastel greens tending towards the yellow side and the blue side as well. So it will be a gorgeous semi-solid shawl, or with this much, yeah, no, it probably wouldn't be enough for a featherweight, but lots of pretty things that you can make with this. So that is the story there. And I'm more than willing to throw in another prize from my stash if at least 20 people enter. So I'll end up putting a post in Emily's board as well that people who have finished should come over and post to. And so what is it? So I've finished my first project, and I probably won't be finishing the Strand Wanderer until the start of the Knit Girls Stash Dash Cal, because it's sort of hard to give up whatever 900 yards of lace weight project. That will get me a lot farther on that particular knit along. Or I might even need to hold off. No, never mind. I'm definitely going to be plying my Shetland skein as soon as possible, so it might turn out that maybe it's the case where a good tour de fleece goal is to see how many skeins of the Shetland I can spin up. We'll just see how it goes. There's so many directions that I could go. So, all sorts of fun things. So for the Imagine a Cal, it's going along nicely. I'm definitely going to beat the deadline. For the Oldest Anything Cal, so I guess my Strand Wanderer also counts for that as well, since it is my oldest skein of Wool Mesa lace. And that will definitely be done before the end of the Cal as well. And I'll probably somehow time it such that it is done at the end of the Cal. What is it? I still need to finish sewing on buttons. This weekend I ended up picking up the last package in Michigan. So I'm no longer on button watch at the local store. So I do need to get around to doing that. But obviously I have a few things that I need to finish up this week as well. So I think that is the story there. So I'm probably going to be doing quite a bit more spinning this week because I do really want to get around to my new fleece, but I need to finish my old fleece before I get around to my new fleece. Order of operations is important because I think that if I start spinning my new fleece, I'm not going to want to spin the Shetland at all. So I need to finish the Shetland, and then from there I can decide if I want to immediately start my first hand spun sweater. Isn't that really exciting? It sounds really exciting. I do have my first hand spun sweater vest and first vest, but sleeves. It's like a coat. We shall see how it goes. And for any of my Albuquerque friends who are watching this podcast, my friend Jen will be moving to Los Alamos starting this Friday. So so get a hold of me if you want to get a hold of her, because she is awesome and amazing. She's actually the one who taught me how to spin. So we finally got to spin together. It was so awesome. I've been wanting to do that for quite some time. We finally ended up making it work. So, what is it? So she's really awesome, and if you want to meet her, I will pass your information on, because she wants to meet awesome knitters and spinners as well. So this makes sense, at least to me. What else? So I believe that I will be able to record again on Tuesday, which means that will be Tuesday the 13th of May. And that shouldn't end up being a problem at all. And hopefully I'll have lots of exciting things to show. And what else? I think that's everything. So guys, don't forget there's still plenty of time to participate in the Oldest Anything Cal, and don't forget to enter your project in for prizes. And I will be seeing you again next Tuesday. So have a lovely week, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.